Hello, everyone. Today on Good Morning Maine, Mainers are urged to get ready for the arrival of Hurricane Lee.
Plus, why young people will soon have to take a safety course if they want to operate a boat.
And we'll also have the latest on a deadly police shooting in western Maine coming up.
Yeah. All right. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for joining us. We're just learning about that police shooting, so we'll have some details on that coming up in just a few moments. But first, let's talk about the weather. That's what everybody's talking about right now. Of course, Hurricane Lee is continuing on its track northwards, and now it looks like the latest computer models are showing that it could make landfall in Maine tomorrow night into Saturday. So we could be in for some very stormy conditions. I think one way or another, we're in for some stormy conditions. The question is, how bad is it going to be? They're expecting some flooding, especially along the coast, very strong winds, and perhaps some coastal erosion as well from this storm. So we'll just really have to take it serious and pay attention to the newscast. We'll have some important information for you coming up later in this newscast, but also throughout the weekend as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Seems like southern Penobscot County, coastal Hancock, and all of Washington could get hit the worst.
Yeah, folks in far down East Maine, they really need to prepare for this storm.
Yep. Yeah. All right. In the meantime, let's check in with Conrad Spinski for a first look at that forecast.
Thank you so much. Our first weather is brought to you by Joe's Market. Discover Joe's Market, 102 Garland Street in Bangor, your one-stop shop for groceries, fine wines, and craft beers. Quality and variety awaits you at Joe's. All right, guys, once again, mostly cloudy skies, a couple of sprinkles outside. We do have some dense fog in the area. Take a look at this. Low visibilities here in town, 5 miles down by the coast. Same story. And then just south and west of town, that's where visibilities are down to half a mile in some spots. At least it is not too windy. We are looking at a solid 3-mile-an-hour wind speed here in town. 7 in Greenville. Look at Millinocket, pretty much at 0. Same story right by the coast, Machias, Bar Harbor, into Rockland area. Temperature-wise, though, we've been hovering in those 60s and close to 70 degrees the last 2 days. And this is pretty much the trend. We're looking at those mid to upper 60s at the moment. And that will pretty much continue throughout the day today. A little bit warmer, but still lower 70s, scattered rain showers, a light breeze out of the west at around 5 to 15 miles per hour for tonight. A little bit cooler. We are looking at near 50 degrees, partly cloudy skies, and some fog developing once again. And then for tomorrow, much better. Mostly cloudy skies, temperatures hovering close to 70 degrees. For later on today, though, we might even see a couple peaks of sunshine. Temperatures hovering close to 71, 72 degrees.
Thank you, Conrad. One man is dead following a police shooting in western Maine. The Department of Public Safety says the state police major crimes unit had obtained a search warrant Wednesday after Sean McKenna was spotted carrying a firearm. That was a violation of his bail conditions. Detectives and the state police tactical team went to a location in Rangeley Plantation where McKenna was staying with plans to arrest him. But they say he suddenly exited a van where he was hiding, armed with a rifle and wearing a ballistic vest. That's when he was shot and killed by a state police trooper. The trooper is now on administrative leave, which is standard procedure while the Attorney General's office investigates. McKenna was out on bail for manslaughter charges following the shooting death of his brother in December of 2022. He was supposed to be arraigned on Monday, but did not show up.
We'll certainly have more on that still developing story later on. Well, meanwhile, state officials are urging Maine residents to prepare for the arrival of Hurricane Lee. The storm continues on a path that could cause it to make landfall here in Maine. Governor Mills and the Maine Emergency Management Agency says now is the time for residents to get ready for the storm. We should make sure our emergency kits are stocked up and that there's plenty of food and water on hand. It's expected to weaken to a tropical storm by the time it arrives, but there could be very strong winds, high surf, and flooding. The National Hurricane Center says Maine will experience impacts from Lee starting Friday night into Saturday morning. Maine utility companies are also preparing for the storm. Versant Power says there's still a lot of uncertainty about the path and strength of the storm, but they're expecting heavy rains and high winds throughout their entire service territory, which they say will make it likely that trees will topple along with power lines.
We're ready to respond, and we have secured contract crews to help our internal crews. So we have a full complement of crews as well as tree crews to help with damage. We'll definitely like to let you know that with all of the rain that we've had this summer, the ground is very saturated. So the trees are very susceptible to falling at this point in time.
A miner says they will be monitoring forecast over the next couple of days, and crews will be on standby throughout their service territory.
On Tuesday, we told you how Mainers on the coast are preparing for the potential landfall of Hurricane Lee. Yesterday, our David Ledford took us further inland as more people brace for the unknown.
Wondering if you could get your canvas down, that might be a good idea.
Boats in the
Make sure nothing's loose on the boat.
In anticipation of Hurricane Lee, the Bucksport Municipal Marina is taking steps to avoid damage to boats moored in the town's harbor.
Saturday afternoon, we're going to shut all the power off. I've asked people to empty their refrigerators. We'll also be tying all the ends of the floats together. That way all the anchors are working together when wind blows.
However, Bucksport Harbor Master Michael Ormsby says he believes the town's geographic location will help to safeguard them from the worst of the storm.
There's only 3 more boats that I know that are leaving here. We have quite a few that are staying. They've always called Bucksport kind of a hurricane hole because it is fairly protected. The waves don't get very high inside of Bucksport Harbor.
Ormsby says the last time he remembers preparing for an event like this was more than 30 years ago during Hurricane Bob.
Our parking lot over next door was more than half flooded. The pier was underwater. I wish the storm would just turn away and go out to sea.
In Belfast, the city has asked fishermen to move boats and trailers away from the harbor to allow quick access to the area if needed. As for the fate of the giant joy ducks recently added to the waterfront, officials have plans to safely remove them from the harbor by Thursday, according to the Belfast Police Department.
Our hope is that Joy and her family will be safe and secure, just like all of our residents.
If you have questions about mooring rules this weekend, reach out to your local harbor master's office.
We'll be there to respond if folks need some type of emergency shelter.
I wish everybody good luck.
In Bucksport, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The National Park Service says they too are preparing for possible impacts from Hurricane Lee by closing several areas of Acadia National Park on Friday. The Park Loop Road from Sand Beach Entrance Station to the end of the one-way section at Stanley Brook Road are slated to be closed, as will the one-way section of the Schoodic Loop Road starting at Fraser Point. Both will be closed to motor vehicles until further notice. All park campgrounds will also close on Friday morning at 10 a.m., including Blackwood, Seawall, Schoodic Woods, and Duck Harbor until further notice. As a result of the closure, some of the Island Explorer bus service will also be disrupted. You can visit the Island Explorer website for more information or scheduling. And as the storm subsides, the National Park Service says they will assess safety conditions and reopen those areas as soon as possible.
A 3-car crash closed Route 2 in Herman yesterday morning. It happened a little after 7 o'clock near Hillcrest Drive. According to the Penobscot County Sheriff's Office, deputies determined a vehicle pulled out of a driveway into the path of an oncoming car, and the 2 vehicles collided, causing one of the vehicles to strike a utility pole. The utility pole actually collapsed on top of the vehicle. A 3rd vehicle attempted to avoid the collision, went off the roadway, and rolled over. Drivers from 2 of the vehicles were transported to the hospital with minor injuries. The 3rd was not injured. This is the 2nd 3-car crash on that stretch of road in the last week. The Penobscot County Sheriff's Office has also now released the name of the person who died in the September 7th crash on Route 2 involving a motorcycle and 2 other vehicles. 42-year-old Justin Wilson of Carmel was the lone occupant on the motorcycle. He died after being transported to a hospital. Both crashes remain under investigation.
Police have arrested a suspect who they say was involved in an aggravated assault. Back on September 11th at around 1 a.m., Penobscot County Sheriff's deputies responded to a residence on the Irish Road in Carmel for a reported assault with a firearm. The Sheriff's Office says a handgun was used to pistol whip a victim. They say the victim had sustained injuries to his face and head and that the injuries were serious but non-life-threatening. 24-year-old Zachary Boggs, who police say is a transient, was arrested for aggravated assault and 6 counts of violation of conditions of release. At the time of the incident, Boggs had been out on 6 separate sets of active bail conditions. He was transported to the Penobscot County Jail, and that investigation is also underway.
A Maine truck driver met with members of Congress on Capitol Hill yesterday. Ron Round has been a professional truck driver for 34 years and has accumulated 2.9 million accident-free miles. He is in Washington, D.C. as part of National Truck Driver Appreciation Week. Earlier yesterday, he got a chance to talk with Senator Susan Collins and Angus King about challenges facing the industry, including a shortage of drivers.
We're struggling to put drivers in the seat. We're around 80,000 drivers short nationwide right now. There's a push to get 18 to 20-year-olds to be able to drive in interstate commerce, which I think would help.
Round says truck drivers make it possible for stores to keep their shelves stocked with goods. He says COVID made people realize how important truck drivers really are. And wow, I just really want to repeat, 2.9 million miles accident-free.
That's a lot of miles.
That's a lot. Yeah. Good for him. I hope many more to come.
Yeah, the whole nation comes to a stop when the trucks aren't rolling.
They're so necessary. Yeah. Yep. All right, the time now is 8:11. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, Maine has a new law that was created to make the state's waterways more safe.
We'll hear about how it will impact young people who operate a boat, or who want to operate a boat anyway. But first, another check of that forecast. Today we can expect scattered rain showers, highs up around 72 degrees, partly cloudy with foggy conditions overnight, lows dropping down to a chilly 50. Tomorrow, a mostly cloudy day with highs around 70.
Fear, pain, and anxiety are all feelings associated with dental treatments, but it doesn't have to be that way. Dental lasers offer a way to remove tooth decay without using the dental drill. In fact, we do most dental fillings here at Twin City Dental without numbing, so no needle. And for treatments like root canals or having many teeth extracted, we also provide IV sedation. So call Twin City Dental for your next dentist appointment.
Hammond Lumber Company has been a trusted partner of professional contractors, do-it-yourselfers, and homeowners for generations. It's the level of trust that Hammond Lumber has earned by providing an extensive selection of products and materials from industry-leading suppliers, with guidance and support through every stage of any project, including delivery of materials throughout Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company is, has been, and will always be your building project partner.
Finding the right vehicle for you and your family can be a daunting task. At Varney Buick GMC, our expert staff is here to make the journey as painless as possible. Our goal is to get you and your family in a vehicle that will best fit into your lifestyle. Communication is key, and our team makes sure to be completely transparent throughout the process, informing you on all of your options. Come experience Varney value, only at Varney Buick GMC.
This is gonna be hell on earth.
Let's go! Move, move, move!
Welcome to reality. The cold will kill you in minutes.
That's a long way down.
Go on a roll.
Oh my God.
Why are you here?
I want to get punished.
Fight! This is not a game show.
Special Forces World's Toughest Test. Season premiere Monday, September 25th on Fox.
Welcome back, everyone. A new Maine law will require an educational course for Maine's youngest boaters. Our Matthew Dronczyk has the story.
Already looking forward to putting your boat back in the water next summer? Next year's boating season will be a little different, especially if you're looking to make your son or daughter captain of your boat.
Effective January 1st, 2024, anybody born after January 1st, 1999 will be required to take a boater education course.
According to the Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife, Maine will be joining 44 other states in requiring boating education before operating on state waters. Anyone born after January 1st, 1999 will not be able to operate a motorboat of 25 horsepower or greater on state or territory waters, unless the individual is 12 years old and already has completed a boater safety and education course.
The safety course talks in length about right of way, which vessels have the right of way, how important it is to wear life jackets, not just have them with you, but wear them. What type of equipment your boat needs, what to do what to do when you're at a boat launch, the proper protocol.
Once completed, the individual must present their certificate to a law enforcement officer. There are a couple exceptions to this law, including registered guides, commercial fishermen, and merchant mariners.
We want people just to realize that there are water safety zones, and there are people that own shorefront property, and there are other people out there recreating, and there are certain courtesies that should be extended while you're out there.
You can get certified either online with one of the 3 state-approved vendors or in person at the United States Coast Guard's Auxiliaries Boat America educational course. Matthew Juronsik, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
City officials in Old Town hit the pavement to present some of their newest local businesses with a distinct honor. The city presented 3 paddles to Pepper's Landing, Costa's, and Mimi G's to commemorate when the businesses first set up shop there. The paddles are a unique honor given to businesses that operate out of Old Town. Equivalent to a key to the city, the paddles feature the name of the selected business and the date they opened.
The more paddles we present, it means the more businesses that are coming to Old Town. It's a symbol of coming to Old Town, and all of our businesses throughout the community often hang the paddle on their wall in the business as a sense of pride that marks the date they began business in Old Town.
According to Old Town's Director of Economic and Community Development, E.J. Roach, the city still has a handful of businesses waiting to receive their paddles due to the backlog from COVID. Roach says those waiting will get their paddle as soon as possible.
A graduate student at the University of Maine who is originally from Ukraine spent her summer working on a documentary highlighting the impacts of the war on her home country. Vitalia Tomahue studies global policy at the university and recently released her film titled The Dimensions of War, Those Who Hold the Independence of Ukraine. She spent the summer in the eastern region of Ukraine interviewing soldiers on the front lines with nothing but a tripod and her iPhone. She says her goal was to highlight the impacts of the Russian invasion in Ukraine and to humanize the Ukrainian soldiers who are still fighting for their freedom.
I hope that everyone who sees the documentary just will think a little bit about something that is happening on the other continent. They are just usual people whom you can meet in the cafe, in subway, whose cats are waiting for them at home. But just because of war, they had to transition and change their life completely just to protect their country.
She plans to graduate this May from UMaine and says this will not be her last film project. The 37-minute documentary is available on Vitalia's YouTube page, and more information about her experience can be found on our website at foxbangor.com. I'm looking forward to checking it out myself. It sounds very interesting.
Yeah, it's very cool. I mean, she's doing a film project, yet her degree is in political policy, I believe, global policy. Very cool either way. She seems like she's going to have multiple things going for her when she graduates. All right, the time now is 8:18. After the break, a special celebration was held at MDI Hospital on Wednesday, recognizing hospital workers who put the patient's needs first.
Plus, new details on an escaped killer and how he avoided capture for nearly 2 weeks. Those stories and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
We get up and go, no matter what day it is. We make sure nothing keeps us from doing what needs to be done, because we're driven by what we love. Milwaukee's outdoor power equipment handles any job, big or small. From trimmers, blowers, and mowers to chain and pole saws, Milwaukee's battery-operated high-output tools will help get you to the moments that matter most. Get what you need to keep you firing on all cylinders when you sign up for Napa Rewards. Coastal Auto Parts is owned and operated by a Maine family that
Detail 207, an average guy with the knowledge and skills to fully detail your vehicle. From cars and trucks to big rigs and motorcycles, we detail it all. If it has wheels and it isn't as clean as you'd like it to be, give me a call and we'll set up an appointment today. 659-2995.
Shine on a dime with your average guys at Detail 207.
Silver Fox Automotive is a family-owned and operated company with more than 30 years of experience. We are originally from the county and offer competitive prices and promise you will be completely satisfied with our work. We offer a stress-free experience to both our new and returning customers. We only use parts from reputable brands to ensure your vehicle is safe to drive. Here at Silver Fox, there will always be a friendly face to greet you. Come see us at 2004 Audlin Road in Herman.
Only one question leads to life-changing money.
Is it real or is it snake oil?
The game is simple. 2 outrageous products. Just pick the real from the fake.
Would you buy one of those?
Yeah, but I'm a weirdo.
Celebrity sleuths help expose who's lying.
You a cop. You can detect snake oil.
How much would you risk?
They get excited. They like to spend your money.
Go big or go home.
The con is on.
Let's play snake oil.
Series premiere Wednesday, September 27th on Fox.
Mount Desert Island Hospital's community celebration event is a tradition that spans the 126-year history of the healthcare facility. Every year, it recognizes hospital workers who went above and beyond by putting other people's needs before their own. The annual event took place yesterday, featuring awards such as Business Partner of the Year, Volunteer of the Year, and the Grateful Patient Award. Those awards recognized healthcare workers for their excellence in a community that prides itself on being there for each other.
They expect us to be their partner and their friend and their colleague, and that's who we are. We're a part of the fabric of this amazing, beautiful community that we serve.
The volunteer-based hospital auxiliary also held a silent auction and a raffle, with all proceeds going back into the healthcare community for equipment and goods for various departments and clinics. What a good way.
Like those small community hospitals either, because the people that work there live there too.
Right.
And so they care that much more about what they're doing, I think.
I've had to visit that emergency room.
Yeah.
They were amazing.
Yeah.
They were able to joke around with me while I was in pain, and it was like, oh, okay.
It kind of makes things better though, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm usually the one joking. I'll have a implement stuck out of my arm or
Well, I
something.
had to start with the joke so that they could realize that it was appropriate.
Right.
Otherwise, I get it.
Yeah.
But I'll crack a joke when I'm in the worst amount of pain I'm ever in.
Well, congratulations to all of them who received awards yesterday.
Yes.
Now we'll talk about the forecast. That's what everybody's talking about. It looks like the kind of quiet until tomorrow night.
Calm before the storm.
That's when the storm is expected to arrive into Saturday morning.
Yep. Okay,
Here's
let's check in with Conrad.
Our main weather is brought to you by Joe's Market. Discover Joe's Market, 102 Garland Street in Bangor, your one-stop shop for groceries, fine wines, and craft beers. Quality and variety awaits you at Joe's. All right, guys, it's finally been cooling down. Look at all this cold air making its way down south from Canada. We're talking 20s, 30s and 40s to start out the morning in some spots. For us, though, our average high is around 72 degrees this time of year, continuing to cool on off. The next couple of days near average, a little bit cooler by Saturday, but then look what happens Sunday and then into beginning to middle of next week. Near average to even slightly above average temperatures will be back, and this will be a consistent type of trend. Of course, dew points will start to drop. They are a little high up there right now, but they will drop by Friday morning into Saturday. Sunday slightly up there. Same story into Monday, but still not too bad with those cooler temperatures in the region. Other than that, we are starting out the morning mostly cloudy, a couple of sprinkles here and there, but this is nothing compared to what is to come, folks. Get ready. Tomorrow, pretty quiet, and then things get very interesting Friday overnight into the day on Saturday. Look at this. This indicates possibly a tropical system on its way to us. For now, it is a Category 2 hurricane right here called Lee. You can see the center part of it right there, and that is definitely the strongest part of the hurricane. So this is what's to come. The next couple of days, maybe a couple of sprinkles here and there. But look at this. Wow. Saturday into Sunday, we're looking at several inches of rainfall, mainly just east of town. Look at this. Machias, Bar Harbor, well over 2 to 3 inches of rain. Here in town, though, this might be even slightly underdoing it, close to 2 inches of rain. We might even get more rain than that. Definitely some gusty winds as well. And if you are right by the coast, be careful. It is going to be really strong. We're going to have very strong rip currents and definitely some high waves, folks. This is no joke as it continues to move up north like this. We might get a direct hit in Maine, or it might just go east of town. We'll keep an eye on that. For today, though, rain showers not associated with that. Today, it's just regular scattered rain showers. Lots of dry hours as well later on. Temperatures around 72 for tonight. We're clear, partly cloudy, and some fog as well. For tomorrow, calm before the storm, folks. Mostly cloudy, temperatures around 70 degrees. Our extended forecast outlook does show tropical system possibly in the area on Saturday. It's for sure going to bring some type of impacts in the area, lingering into Sunday. Then we're in the clear by Monday.
There are some things that go better together.
Burger and fries, soup and salad.
Like your workplace benefits and retirement savings. With Voya, considering all your financial choices together can help you make smarter decisions.
Voya, well planned, well invested, well protected.
Jerry's Used Cars has been a family-owned business for more than 30 years, currently in Corinna and Vesey. However, we have changed a little as we are no longer just a buy here, pay here dealership. We now have access to outside financing and also carry utility trailers. We would be happy to assist you with your next vehicle purchase. And don't forget, here at Jerry's Used Cars, we offer an extended warranty. So give us a call at either our Corinna or Vesey location.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home, chances are you have a lot of questions. Norm Prouty has answers. Learn some tips and tricks and explore some beautiful new homes on the market. The Norm Prouty and Donnell Baker Real Estate Show, Sunday mornings at 8:30 on Fox 22.
Pro football fans, it's You Pick'em NFL, the Pro Football Challenge from Fox 22. Go to foxbangor.com, click on You Pick'em, and go to You Pick'em NFL. Make your picks, and you could be the weekly winner of either a $25 gift certificate from Chase's Family Restaurant in Bangor or from Chick-fil-A in Bangor. Brought to you by Mainly Eyes in Bangor, Twin City Tile in Brewer, Twin City Tint in Brewer, and Winterport Sheds. Compete all season long for the grand prize of $5,000. It's You Pick'em NFL from foxbangor.com.
Start Saturday strong with America's #1 game. This Big Noon Saturday on Fox. It all starts at 10 Eastern with Big Noon Kickoff back in Boulder. Then, quarterback Drew Aller leads 7th-ranked Penn State in a Big Ten battle against Illinois.
Oh, what a catch! Look at him go. Here we go.
The best pregame, the best announcers, the biggest games. Penn State, Illinois. Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
Welcome back, everyone. There are new details this morning about a convicted killer who was captured after escaping from a Pennsylvania prison. Danilo Cavalcante will soon begin serving his life sentence for killing his girlfriend after spending nearly 2 weeks on the run. Authorities arrested him yesterday morning after heat-seeking technology was used to find his location from the air. Police on the ground then moved in to make the arrest. Cavalcante told police he survived by eating watermelons and drinking water from a stream. He also buried his body in the woods to avoid detection and says police almost stepped on him 3 times while searching through thick brush. He also said he planned to use a stolen rifle to carjack a vehicle to flee the area, but authorities made the arrest before that could happen.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un says Russia has his country's full support in what he calls its sacred fight against the West. Kim met with President Vladimir Putin yesterday. Fox's Greg Palcott has the details.
Potentially dangerous love fest in Russia. President Vladimir Putin greeting North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. After a long trip via armored train from Pyongyang, they met at a rocket launch site in Siberia. According to U.S. officials, they both are looking for something. Russia needs munitions for its war in Ukraine. North Korea has stockpiles of Soviet-era stuff. North Korea needs high-tech gear to advance its missile program, on display at the Russian facility. And both need support amid various degrees of global isolation. The North Korean leader was happy to offer that.
Russia is currently engaged in a just fight to defend its sovereign rights. It takes this opportunity to reaffirm we will always stand with Russia.
And so did President Putin.
I want to propose a toast to the further strengthening of our friendship and cooperation.
As for trade and military gear, that could be more difficult. That traffic between countries like Russia and North Korea or the DPRK is banned by the UN.
Any transfer of arms between the two countries would violate UN arms embargo on the DPRK.
But where there's a will, there's a way, and definitely a need. 2 more short-range missiles fired today by North Korea into a nearby sea. Ukraine's Odessa port region slammed overnight by Russian blasts.
Neither one feels that they are really getting what they need and want, so they turn to each other.
Chairman Kim has not finished his Russian trip. He will next tour an aircraft factory and then watch a naval demonstration. Both leaders looking for more. In London, Greg Palcott, Fox News.
House Republicans met on Wednesday for the first time since Speaker Kevin McCarthy announced an impeachment inquiry against President Biden. Fox News correspondent, congressional correspondent Chad Pegram has more from Capitol Hill.
Even moderate GOP members are embracing McCarthy's impeachment inquiry for President Biden.
I think we should have impeached his a long time ago.
But McCarthy faces a triangle of trouble. The impeachment inquiry begins as McCarthy tries to avoid a government shutdown and could face a vote of no confidence. McCarthy ignoring questions about government funding.
Are you going to be able to pass a CR, sir? Is the government going to shut down?
But happy to talk impeachment.
An impeachment inquiry is simply empowering the House to a greater level to get the documents they need to answer a question.
Yet McCarthy's impeachment maneuver is failing to satisfy conservatives who demand finality.
If it takes too long to get a vote for impeachment, then I'm forcing a vote on impeachment.
Some conservatives accuse McCarthy of pivoting to impeachment because of struggles to slash spending and avert a shutdown.
He likes talking impeachment because it is a way to divert from the very failure to align to the commitment that was made in January.
To avoid a shutdown, McCarthy wants to renew all old funding temporarily. If that happens, many conservatives could abandon McCarthy and call for a new speaker. However, some Democrats say they might actually bail out McCarthy.
We'd rather the speaker we know than the speaker we don't know.
But top Democrats say McCarthy is on his own.
They're going to have to work out their own internal poisonous partisan political dynamics.
The GOP can't even approve its own defense spending bill. A senior GOP leadership source says the House is running out of time to fund the government by October 1st. On Capitol Hill, Chad Pegram, Fox News.
A potential massive labor strike could begin as a rollout at certain plants if a deal isn't reached by today. The United Auto Workers Union and Detroit automakers are still far apart on agreeing on a new contract. UAW President Shawn Fain is outlining his plan if a strike were to happen. Fain says union members would initially strike at specific General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis plants. Then strikes at more plants would follow. The UAW demands include a 40% pay increase over 4 years, a return to traditional pensions, and a 32-hour work week, but wages for 40. The current contract expires just before midnight Eastern Time today.
So they get their negotiations all resolved. Otherwise, we could have a problem getting new cars in the country.
Yeah, and it's really nice to have some American-made cars. I know that concept is kind of dwindling.
Yeah.
Okay, coming up next on the newscast, a special drag race, hopefully, will feature vintage cars this weekend. You know, who knows what Hurricane Lee will do to that event, but either way, we'll act as if it is on right now.
We'll tell you what to expect as Good Morning Maine continues.
If you are in Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, or Maine, you could get a deal at the Toyota 5-State Sales Event with thousands of new vehicles available from the longest-lasting brand, Toyota. Right now, you could save up to $1,700 with affordable 3.99% financing on an all-wheel drive RAV4. And every RAV4 comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance and more. The Toyota 5-State Sales Event at your New England Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
Are plumbing problems giving you a headache? Look no further than Sprague's Plumbing Solutions. With more than 10 years' experience, Sprague's Plumbing Solutions has the knowledge to assist with your plumbing issues. Whether it's a service, remodel, new build, or commercial, we've got you covered. For reliable, professional plumbing services, call Sprague's Plumbing Solutions today for a free estimate. 951-1637. We're here to make your plumbing problems disappear.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
everyone. Today is Thursday, September 14th, 2023. It is also National Sober Day.
Millions, if not more, people suffer from substance abuse disorder, and this day is intended to remind them that they are supported and that many people are proud of them. I know if you're sobering up, it may be hard. You may have to leave friend groups. You may have to kind of cut off certain family members. But whether you abstain from alcohol or drugs or both, either way, making that decision to quit is probably one of the hardest for people who have had to do it. And it will always be a good one.
I've known so many people who have gotten their lives together, whether it was from drugs or alcohol, and now they're thriving.
Yeah.
It's not perfect because it's a battle they're always going to have to deal with. They always have that urge, but you do have support, and we're rooting you on, rooting for you out there.
And there's so many more possibilities for people if they need to get sober and once they do take that step.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, on this day in history, back in 1901, Theodore Roosevelt is sworn in as the youngest man to serve as U.S. president. That after William McKinley was assassinated. Teddy Roosevelt, just 42 years old at the time. In 1956, IBM introduced the Ramac 305, the first commercial computer with a hard drive that uses magnetic disk storage. It weighed in just over a ton. And on this day in 1985, The Golden Girls, starring B. Arthur, Betty White, Rue McClanahan, and Estelle Getty, debuted on NBC. Great show.
I don't think we have any of the Golden Girls left either. Kind of an end of an era.
Either.
Yeah. Betty White was the last one. Sad. Okay, for birthdays today, we have iconic singer-songwriter Amy Winehouse. She died in 2011 due to issues related to substance abuse. I think that makes today being National Sober Day all the more relevant. She was such a great talent. Actor Andrew Lincoln, known especially for his role as Rick in the TV show Walking Dead, is 50 today. Not to kind of box him in. I know he's had plenty of great other roles as well. Also, rapper Nas, who's been known as one of the most influential rappers of all time, is 50 today. Happy birthday to them.
Happy birthday. And if you were in town today and celebrating your birthday, you'd find clouds, maybe a little bit of sunshine later on.
Yeah. Let's check in with Conrad Sapinski.
Thank you so much. Our first weather is brought to you by Joe's Market. Discover Joe's Market, 102 Garland Street in Bangor. Your one-stop shop for groceries, fine wines, and craft beers. Quality and variety awaits you at Joe's. All right, guys, once again, mostly cloudy skies, a couple of sprinkles outside. We do have some dense fog in the area. Take a look at this. Low visibilities here in town, 5 miles down by the coast. Same story. And then just south and west of town, that's where visibilities are down to half a mile in some spots. At least it is not too windy. We are looking at a solid 3-mile-an-hour wind speed here in town. 7 in Greenville. Look at Millinocket, pretty much at 0. Same story right by the coast, Machias, Bar Harbor, into Rockland area. Temperature-wise, though, we've been hovering in those 60s and close to 70 degrees the last 2 days. And this is pretty much the trend. We're looking at those mid to upper 60s at the moment. And that will pretty much continue throughout the day today. A little bit warmer, but still lower 70s, scattered rain showers, a light breeze out of the west at around 5 to 15 miles per hour for tonight. A little bit cooler. We are looking at near 50 degrees, partly cloudy skies, and some fog developing once again. And then for tomorrow, much better. Mostly cloudy skies, temperatures hovering close to 70 degrees. For later on today, though, we might even see a couple peaks of sunshine. Temperatures hovering close to 71, 72 degrees.
All right, thank you, Conrad. Well, depending on the weather, crowds will get to see history in motion at Winterport Dragway this weekend.
The Pine Tree Jamboree, a vintage drag race featuring cars from 1953 and earlier, is taking place there. Our Jody Hersey takes us to the track.
Car owners and enthusiasts will gather in Winterport to rev their engines, stomp on the gas, and fly down the Winterport drag strip in flatheads from the 1930s, 40s, and 50s in the annual Pine Tree Jamboree.
It's a blast no matter what you're doing.
The event is organized by Eli English and his family, who all enjoy getting behind the wheel.
So it's kind of cool to see the wide variety of cars that will be here. Up in you'll see big full-bodied 50s cars, and then you'll see little stripped-down hot rods with no fenders and open wheels and stuff like that. And there are actually a bunch of race cars coming too. There's old sprint cars that will race.
Lisa English raced last year and is looking forward to returning to the starting line again this year.
I'm only going against myself and to see if I can beat my time.
Racers don't win any cash prizes or trophies at this event. Instead, they are here for the camaraderie and to appreciate the way cars and racing used to be.
I think most people are here just to run their cars and have the fun with just going down the track with their stock Model A's and just have fun with it.
The Pine Tree Jamboree starts Friday at 9 a.m. Racing will get underway at noon, and it will continue throughout Saturday and Sunday, rain or shine. In Winterport, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, spectators are welcome and encouraged to attend. The cost is $15 a day per person or $40 per person for the entire weekend. This is, of course, all things considered, if Hurricane Lee doesn't ruin everything.
Yeah, they say they're going to do it rain or shine, so maybe at least they'll get in tomorrow's racing and everything and kind of go from there. But
yeah, I forgot that it starts on Friday, so plenty of stuff to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
When we return, Ryan Sudol will have the latest with sports.
We'll also meet a really cute doggy
I love him.
This week's Pet of the Week segment.
Definition of a bull in a china shop.
Don't go away.
Bell's Automotive Protection is Maine's #1 mobile undercoating and rust-proofing service. We come right to your driveway, protecting your vehicles from harsh winter road brines and chemicals, saving you thousands of dollars later on from expensive and dangerous rust repairs. Call us or find us on Facebook for a free quote, 659-3805.
Mesothelioma is more than a ravaging illness. It is a disease that can ruin a family's finances and is never the victim's fault. The law offices of Joe Bornstein has been fighting and winning for Maine families for nearly 50 years, and we've collected over $500 million for injured Mainers. If you or a loved one is a victim of mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, call Joe today for a free case evaluation and to learn about your family's legal rights. Dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
Are you looking at buying a house and would like financing options through the Maine State Housing Authority? Stearns Farm Subdivision on Main Road North in Hamden has 32 houses for sale, which have 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and a 1-car garage for a combined total of 1,400 square feet. In order to qualify for financing, you will need to meet the criteria of the Maine Housing Authority and have a household income of less than $97,900. Please reach out to David Smallwood for more information. 949-3506.
Honey, where's the countertop?
I sent it out to the granite shop this morning to be replaced.
Wow. The quickest turnaround in the business. The Granite Shop in Sedgwick.
Bell's Automotive Protection is Maine's #1 mobile undercoating and rust-proofing service. We come right to your driveway, protecting your vehicles from harsh winter road brines and chemicals, saving you thousands of dollars later on from expensive and dangerous rust repairs. Call us or find us on Facebook for a free quote, 659-3805.
Put a little more cash in your bag. Save money with half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start with some football news. With the outskirts of Hurricane Lee set to hit our area on Saturday, Maine football announcing their home opener against Rhode Island has been rescheduled to Friday at 6:30. Athletic Director Jude Killey saying the decision stems from advice from university and other officials, along with the CAA, with the health and safety of the athletes and fans in mind. With this, ABC 7 will no longer be broadcasting the game. Instead, it'll be streamed on Flow Football. You can also listen to the game on 92.9 The Ticket and GoBlackBears.com. Okay, let's go to the hardwood now. Huge breaking news Wednesday morning. This winter, Cooper and Ace Flag are coming home to Maine, and they're bringing Montverde Academy with them. As first reported by Samad Hines, Montverde Academy will be playing 2 games on January 5th and 6th right here in the Pine Tree State. This marks the first time Cooper and Ace are playing a high school game in Maine since winning a state title their freshman year with Nokomis, and Cooper's last time before graduating in May. The location and opponents for the 2 games have yet to be announced, but certainly exciting to see them play in Maine once again. Okay, let's go to the ice. Both Maine men's and women's hockey gearing up for their season. We're just about a month away from each team's first game of the year, and on Tuesday, we heard from both Black Bear squads at the annual Hockey East Media Day. Let's start with men's hockey. There's a lot of buzz around Ben Barr and the Black Bears heading into the year. Despite hosting a Hockey East playoff game a year ago and finishing 5th overall in the conference, Maine has been picked to finish 9th this year in the preseason coaches poll. Barr entering his third season with Maine, and right now he says he's just excited to get back out on the ice with his guys.
It's like feels like Groundhog Day a little bit every year when you come down here, and you know, really for us, it's just can't wait to get back home and get back on the ice with the guys. And so far, it's been a couple weeks of high energy practices, and we're excited about the group we have.
The Black Bears are bringing in a first-round NHL pick in Brad Nadeau. They're also returning second-team all-conference goalie Victor Osman and their leading goal scorer in Lyndon Breen. Captain Jacob Sirota has moved on, but Barr is confident the guys returning are going to bring along the young players just fine.
You know, last year with Jacob Sirota as their captain, he was kind of like the grandfather of our team, and I think this year, we're going to have more of a probably a committee with our leadership. We have a lot of guys that have played big roles on our team the last couple of years, and we're going to really rely on them to help the younger guys really adapt and learn how we do things, and hopefully continue to ascend those league standings.
Let's go to women's hockey now. The Black Bears picked 7th in that preseason poll after reaching the quarterfinals the last 2 seasons. Molly Engstrom heading into her second year at the helm and her first full offseason. They've said goodbye to a decent amount of graduating players over the offseason. However, that's always going to happen in college athletics. Maine is bringing in 10 freshman skaters, and Engstrom really likes the newcomers, and she's confident that youth will bring some energy on the ice.
We're really excited about the players that we have coming in. We're excited about the group that we have coming back. In some ways, we're able to kind of settle into what we worked for last year. But there is going to be a lot of newness to the group, which can bring energy.
Engstrom and the women have an exhibition match later this month, and Coach Barr and Maine men's hockey officially open the season October 12th at the Alphon. Okay, now let's go to some high school action. A lot of postponements Wednesday. Good chance to watch some volleyball. And here's some Class B action for you. MDI paying a visit to Brewer. Late first set, MDI leads Molly Redgate the bump, Sharon Lipsky the set, and then Lexi Tozier the touch over the net. Great stuff there. Trojans take set 1. Late second set, Sarah Snowdeal serving for Brewer. That hits the floor. All together now, ace. MDI would take set 2, though. Third set now, MDI's Daly Foss sets it over. Overhead bump by Snowdeal, and what a block at the net by Laura Brody. Brewer leads 3-0 early in the third, but here's MDI's Denali Wagstaff with the score tied at 6, an ace of her own. They take the lead and wouldn't give it up. MDI takes the match in straight sets. Some other scores from the area. In Class A girls soccer, Herman defeats Hamden 7-2. Class A and B boys soccer, Ellsworth defeats Brewer 2-0. Class C boys soccer, Bucksport 4-0 over Narragansett. And Class A field hockey, Brewer 5-0 over Bangor. Okay, that's all the time we have for sports. I'm Ryan Sudol. We'll be back right after the break.
With Chevy Silverado and Silverado HD, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. With the power of up to 36,000 pounds of max available towing and the confidence of an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado for you. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all Silverado 1500 pickups. Plus, get $750 cash allowance on this Silverado. Visit your Maine Chevy dealer.
This or that, this or that. You can do this when you Angie that. You can do this when you Angie that. You can do this because Angie's where it's at.
Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Get started today at Angie.com.
When you can find not 1, not 2, but 4 highly rated complete dining sets with 6 chairs and multiple configurations for only $9.99 each, there's only one thing to say.
Oh my Bob!
Bob's Discount Furniture.
W.A. Bean & Sons has long been a staple in the households, restaurants, and grocery stores throughout Maine, taking pride in the fact that we put a Maine-made product on the dinner tables of Maine residents from Fort Kent to Kittery. W.A. Bean & Sons retail store in Bangor is just minutes from the Broadway exit of I-95 in the Beaumark Industrial Park and at your local supermarkets. Quality Maine products made by Maine people since 1860. From our family to yours, W.A. Bean & Sons.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. so you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect.
The Pet of the Week is brought to you by Riptide Smoke Shop in Belfast.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. We're here with our Pet of the Weekend, Catherine Ravenscraft from Bangor Humane Society. Catherine, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Good morning.
And who do we have here?
Oh my goodness, this is a character. He is like a cartoon. So this is Bowser.
Yep.
Bowser is not quite 6 years old, and he is a sweet, sweet boy. We can all see that his tongue is really dangling out there. So
it's handsome.
He is. So his story is that he was rescued from a backyard breeding situation as a puppy. And the folks that rescued him report that when they got him, his bottom jaw was broken.
Bowser.
And Bowser. And so it had to be removed. So he's actually missing part of his jaw. Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
And then he has had a couple of bouts with some cancerous growths that have had to be removed from him. But he's generally in good health. He's in good spirits.
Yeah.
He's not a big fan of other dogs, from what I can tell.
Yeah. He seems great with people.
Loves people.
Yeah.
He loves people. He's super curious. He's been with us. You know, I have to admit, this is an underdog because of what he's dealing with the jaw and the recurring cancers.
Yeah.
And I really thought this guy's going to disappear. And the fact that he's been with us for a couple of months is disappointing and surprising.
Yeah.
Because he is such a friendly guy. But hopefully his home is out there, and somebody will put eyes on him today and think, I know the right person for that guy. Yeah.
So what if somebody were to adopt him? What would the commitment be with vet stuff? With the cancer, and he doesn't look like he has many teeth.
No, exactly. So he does need a vet relationship just to kind of keep an eye on him, but he doesn't have any ongoing illnesses.
Yeah.
He does need to be fed with a slow feeder, only because he loves food, but without that part of that bottom jaw, he cannot chew his food very well.
He just
and
inhales
so
it.
he does. He will choke. So he has to be encouraged to eat a little bit slower. Obviously, he's pretty excitable. He's going to need a little bit of training, I think. But honestly, mostly, I think he just needs the opportunity to settle in. Look at him. Look at him. He was an absolute gentleman in the car. He sat in the front seat. He didn't try to climb in my lap. He looked out the window.
Oh, good boy.
So, you know, he's been socialized with people. I believe he has manners. He just needs a little reminder.
Yeah. He's just a young man. He's so excited.
He is. Exactly. He is an absolute love.
No. You want to get on the couch?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe be careful of the mic. Okay.
So we've got... I'm gonna let go of his leash there.
Okay, yeah.
You got him?
Yeah.
All right. We've got quite a few dogs at the shelter right now. Not like Bowser exactly, but dogs that have been with us for a while who are perfect dogs. They're just looking for that right home. Oh, you got moves, Emma. There you go.
I know how to work with dogs like you.
Here we go.
So quite a few dogs. So so he's not the only one. You are so silly.
He is.
You're so handsome.
He's the best boy. He really is.
Well, I think we may be running out of time. I could hang out and talk about this guy all day.
I know, right?
Yeah, but thank you, Catherine.
Yeah, thank you.
Looks like we'll send it over to Conrad Spinsky for our full weather forecast.
Our Maine weather is brought to you by Joe's Market. Discover Joe's Market, 102 Garland Street in Bangor, your one-stop shop for groceries, fine wines, and craft beers. Quality and variety awaits you at Joe's. All right, guys, it's finally been cooling down. Look at all this cold air making its way down south from Canada. We're talking 20s, 30s and 40s to start out the morning in some spots. For us, though, our average high is around 72 degrees this time of year, continuing to cool on off. The next couple of days near average, a little bit cooler by Saturday, but then look what happens Sunday and then into beginning to middle of next week. Near average to even slightly above average temperatures will be back, and this will be a consistent type of trend. Of course, dew points will start to drop. They are a little high up there right now, but they will drop by Friday morning into Saturday. Sunday slightly up there. Same story into Monday, but still not too bad with those cooler temperatures in the region. Other than that, we are starting out the morning mostly cloudy, a couple of sprinkles here and there, but this is nothing compared to what is to come, folks. Get ready. Tomorrow, pretty quiet, and then things get very interesting Friday overnight into the day on Saturday. Look at this. This indicates possibly a tropical system on its way to us. For now, it is a Category 2 hurricane right here called Lee. You can see the center part of it right there, and that is definitely the strongest part of the hurricane. So this is what's to come. The next couple of days, maybe a couple of sprinkles here and there. But look at this. Wow. Saturday into Sunday, we're looking at several inches of rainfall, mainly just east of town. Look at this. Machias, Bar Harbor, well over 2 to 3 inches of rain. Here in town, though, this might be even slightly underdoing it, close to 2 inches of rain. We might even get more rain than that. Definitely some gusty winds as well. And if you are right by the coast, be careful. It is going to be really strong. We're going to have very strong rip currents and definitely some high waves, folks. This is no joke as it continues to move up north like this. We might get a direct hit in Maine, or it might just go east of town. We'll keep an eye on that. For today, though, rain showers not associated with that. Today, it's just regular scattered rain showers. Lots of dry hours as well later on. Temperatures around 72 for tonight. We're clear, partly cloudy, and some fog as well. For tomorrow, calm before the storm, folks. Mostly cloudy, temperatures around 70 degrees. Our extended forecast outlook does show tropical system possibly in the area on Saturday. It's for sure going to bring some type of impacts in the area, lingering into Sunday. Then we're in the clear by Monday.
Who likes to drink good coffee? At Carabassa Coffee Company, we roast premium quality coffee beans from all over the world. Roasted to perfection in small batches, our coffee is always fresh. We offer a large selection, including our specialty blends, organics, single origins, decaf, and flavor. Whether you like light, medium, or dark roasts, we have coffee to suit every taste. We offer flat rate shipping for online orders, and we ship fast. Carabassa Coffee Company. Drink good coffee.
Please join us for the 3rd annual Kevin Call Jr. Truck and Tractor Pull, sponsored by Darling. Located at the Penobscot Snowmobile Club in Herman, gates open at 8 a.m. on September 16th. Admission $10, children 12 and under free. We will have full concessions as well as raffle tickets for your chance to win a 2024 Skidoo Renegade. Enjoy 10-plus classes of pulling, including trucks, tractors, and even semis. Brought to us by Maine State Truck and Tractor Pullers Association. Visit Sled Herman on Facebook for more info.
Your favorite restaurants were half off. It's half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7. Go to foxbangor.com, click on half off dining, and start saving now.
Stop by Dirt Road Cafe today for fresh baked cinnamon rolls, bread, whoopie pies, and cookies. Dirt Road Cafe specializes in nutritious farm-to-table meals for your family from ours. Why choose fast food when you can choose Dirt Road Cafe, offering the most affordable grab-and-go home-cooked meals around? Stop by today.
Great restaurants from all over Eastern Maine at half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7.
Comfort Shoes and More is your destination for all of your spring and summer footwear essentials. We have trained podorthists on site, and our friendly, caring, and knowledgeable staff will make sure you are fitted with the proper footwear that is perfect for you.
The OrthoFeed hands-free sneaker is engineered for comfort.
We have many new sandal styles from Hoka, Teba, Power Step, Stride, and more. Come visit Comfort Shoes and More in Newport to find the perfect shoes for you.
Well, we're about out of time for this hour, but coming up tonight, we'll have the latest on those 2 big stories we're covering for you today. Of course, that the latest on the police shooting in Rangeley Plantation involving state police troopers that we told you about at the top of the hour. We'll have more on that. And we're watching the hurricane very closely today. At this point, we don't know exactly how it's going to impact Maine, but we do know that there will be some impact. It just depends on how strong it is by the time it gets up here. So hopefully you guys can all hunker down, get your shopping done today. I know you're heading shopping in a few minutes, right?
Yeah. No matter who you are, you should be thinking about the hurricane. Even if you're not super coastal or you don't have a boat in the water, you should still be thinking about it.
Prepare for power outages that might last maybe a week or so.
Yeah.
So hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
Have a great day, folks.